chapter 7 and we are discussing about directing, which is the fourth managerial function that we are discussing at present. We have completed our discussion about three managerial functions already, namely planning, organizing and staffing. Now we have moved on to directing. So what is directing basically? Directing is the process of leading, guiding, supervising, counseling and motivating, right children? So it is going to involve all these things like counseling, guiding, supervising and everything. So directing is basically about instructing, okay, your juniors, your subordinates of how to do a work and getting the work done. So directing basically talks about giving work and guiding people in their work. Right children, that is called as what? That is termed to be directing. And what are the various things that involve in directing? We saw that leading, supervising, counseling, right, guiding and motivating involves in directing. So what are we doing now? We are in chapter 7 discussing about directing. So we saw that directing is an important managerial function because whatever we were doing so far, we were doing about we were setting objectives, framing a plan. Then we had an organizational structure. We moved on for staffing, where we filled the jobs and kept the jobs filled. And later on, we are going to check whether whatever instructions given is being done, okay, being implemented in the same way. So a manager basically guides his subordinates, guides the workers into the work, okay. So in this process, when the subordinates they have a doubt, they can easily clarify, get it clarified from their superiors, okay. That is one of the importance of directing. We saw the characteristics of directing, like it initiates action. What initiate actions? Directing initiates action. Even though we have planning, staffing and organizing, it's going to, directing is just directly going to put things into action. Then it's going to take place at every level of management. It's not for top, it's not for middle level, it's going to be for all the levels of management. And then it is a continuous process. It's not like one, okay, over instructions given, work done. No. They have learned the job. Continuous feedback, continuous verification if they have done the work. Yes. For example, an employee is drawing something. So it's basically about artist or being, painter. So he's doing his job the first time very well. So you have guided him and you have just finished. That work was so good. So you leave him like that? No, you go to the next step. Next time when he is doing it, okay, he's doing it on his own. Third time, fourth time. But after some number of times, he will feel frustrated. He might feel frustrated. Or there might be some problem that he wishes to handle. But he is not able to handle all by himself. He might need a support. He might need a help over there. So you might go for counseling, you might go for motivation, all those things. So it is a continuous process and then it flows from top to bottom. Just like authority, this also flows from where? Top to bottom. That is my senior, my superior instructs me of how to do a particular work. Okay, and he is getting this information from whom? From his superior. Okay, so it flows from top to bottom. The importance of directing. Why do we think directing is important? As we said, it initiates action and then it's combining all the individual effort into group effort. That is one thing. And then it brings out the leadership abilities in the manager. And these leadership abilities really help the organization and the employees to grow. Making a move, we have this directing where it allows the employees, okay? It allows the employees to realize their full potential and make use of it through motivation. And then it facilitates introduction of needed changes. When there are some changes that people have to follow, in case of directing, it is a lot more easier. When there is an effective directing process, it is a lot more easier for the employees to get used to it, to understand the any employee. Okay, it should make them realize what is their potential, and it should make sure that the organization uses the employee's fullest potential, maximum potential. Harmony of objectives, that is the company might, the organizational objectives might be different from the personal objective. So there is a point that they have to be balanced. How it should be? They both should be balanced. And then unity of command. One boss. Okay? One subordinate, one boss. They should get the commands from only one person. It should not be from many people, to get it confused. So unity of command should be there. It is one of the important principles of directing. Moving on, appropriateness of direction technique. There are various techniques, and we should make sure that the technique that we are using for that employee is actually appropriate. It should handle the situation, and it should be not taken in a negative way. Okay. For example, when we have employees, when you want them to work to their fullest potential, there are two ways to induce them. So it may be promotions and it may be incentives. Okay, these are your two positive approaches. But a person, an employee, feels that his performance alone is important. He wants to get promoted. He's not minding about his salary. Yes, people are there like that. They want their, a good status in the society. So they really want to get promoted. So they work towards their promotion. To that people, you should offer that as a motivation. If you just go and tell them, see, if you do this work, I'll pay you more, they will not be motivated. Okay, similarly, there might be an employee who is looking for, high payoff. He wants to get his salary increased. He is not minding about the position he is in. He wants his salary to be increased. So in that case, you cannot just go and tell, like, see, you are a manager, I'll promote you to the next level. No, he's already happy with his position. So you should know what is the right technique that can be used with each and every employee. Okay? As I always say, what is best for me might not be best for you. It might be different. Okay? It might be entirely different. Then managerial communication. So effective managerial communication means whatever information is there, it should reach to all the levels of management. It is not that it is given only to the related department or only to the top management, not to the operational level. No, it should reach out to all the people, okay, in the organization. Use of informal organization. We all know that in any organization we have a system called informal organization, and the managers should make use of this informal organization in an effective manner. Instead of just banning it, they should think how well we can make use of it, is what is suggested. And then leadership. What do we know about leadership? So a good leadership will lead the manager to have a positive relationship with his employees. So whatever he says, he'll have a positive impact from the employees. Okay, so we say that first impression is the best impression. According to me, its first impression is the last impression. So as a manager, if you are going to give your employees a good impression, they are always going to hold on to it and be with you in whatever steps you are going to take. So it is essential that good effective directing should have good leadership too. And then finally follow through. It's not that, okay, we give instructions, we throw the work to them and it's done. No, it should be followed through. The instructions are given means the manager should make sure that those are implemented, should see what is working, what not is working, what are the difficulties faced by the employee doing it. For example, a manager is just telling his chauffeur, okay, who's a chauffeur? A chauffeur is a person who you pay to drive your car. Okay, he's called a chauffeur. So the manager is just telling his chauffeur to take a different route, okay, to reach the destination. You have just given the instructions and you forgot. you need to verify, you need to follow through whether the direction is being taken up, whether the chauffeur is going in that particular route that you told him, whether he faces any difficulties like traffic jam, or there is a no entry, there is a one way. Literally there are some problems that he has to go through, the roads are not, in a good condition, all those things. So these also should be taken into account. And how do you do it? As a manager, you should follow through. You should follow that whatever instructions that are given by you is completely followed by your employees, and if there are any changes needed or any modifications needed, that should be done then and there. Alright, these are the principles of directing. What are we going to discuss in this session? We are going to talk about the elements of direction. Okay, what are the important elements of direction? So, elements of direction. So already we have discussed that it is a process of direction, is a process of guiding, leading, supervising, motivating, counseling, and instructing. So these are the things that are involved in the process of direction. It involves what? Guiding, coaching, okay? It also involves coaching, instructing, counseling, supervising. Everything is involved in what? In the direction process. And it is like, for example, see, examples are given. A supervisor explains a worker about operations to carried by him to a ladder machine. So when you buy a new machinery, when the manager says how to handle the machinery, what are the precautions to be taken, what is the load that you have to give, is it overload or it should be limited, and all those things is there. And then a mining engineer explaining about the safety precautions, various things are there, giving the safety rules. A new rule has come telling about it, saying how to improve his performance, what are the trainings that he has to undergo, say how well he is performing, say what the organization is expecting out of him, and the manager in inspiring his or her subordinates through his role. When the manager is really performing so well and getting good name, people feel inspired. See, my manager till 5 o'clock I have to work means by 5 o'clock he makes sure that he finishes all work. He does not postpone any work to the next day. That day's work is completed in that day. So that is an inspiration. New employees, they take this as an inspiration, and they also, try to complete their work within the given time frame. So they learn something, they get inspired by their superiors or managers, they get inspired by it, and they try to follow the same. All these are examples we are going to discuss first. Okay, we are going to talk about the first element of direction, supervision. Now it can be understood in two ways. The term supervision can be understood in two ways. First thing is that it is one of the elements of directing, and secondly as a function performed by supervisors. So it is an element of directing, and second thing is that it is a supervisor's work. Supervisor's function. Right, children? So what are the two different things? Elements of directing. It performs, it works as an element of directing, and one more thing is that it is a supervisor's function. Right. Supervision being an element of directing, every manager in the organization supervises his or her subordinates. So when you talk about element of directing, here every manager has the responsibility and authority to supervise his or her subordinates. Supervising means seeing what they are doing, seeing or checking if they are doing it properly, telling any changes that are required to be undertaken. So as an element of directing, every manager has this role to supervise his or her subordinates. So it is like the process of guiding the efforts of employees, okay, towards what? Towards the accomplishment of the goals. So as an element of directing, is an element of directing or direction. Every manager does this. Every manager supervises, okay? And then, what else? They make sure that the employees' efforts, all the employees' efforts are channeled, okay? Are channeled properly towards the organizational objectives. So, excuse me. So, guiding the employees' efforts towards attaining desired goals. Okay. So as an element of directing, how does this work as an element of directing? It works in a way that every manager does this to his subordinates, to his or her subordinates. That is, every manager should supervise their subordinates. And one more thing, this is a process where the managers guide the employees' efforts towards the desired goals, towards attaining the desired goals. So it means overseeing what is being done by subordinates, okay, and giving instructions to ensure optimum production or optimum utilization of resources. So it is like watching over, seeing, checking what the employees, what the subordinates are doing, and if there are anything that has to be done, any instruction that has to be given. So it works as element of directing. So the manager giving instruction is also called a supervisor. Okay. Right, children. So under element of directing, what we have discussed. So every manager supervises his or her subordinates, and they guide. This is a process where they guide their employees' efforts towards attaining the desired goals. It is where they look after, okay, they look into what work is being done by their subordinates, and if there is any change, they help them by giving instructions for the maximum utilization of resources. Right, children, that is all about the first thing, the element of supervision as an element of directing. What are we going to discuss now? We are going to discuss about supervision being the function to be performed by a supervisor, not by every manager, but a person called a supervisor is going to dedicate himself to do this particular work. So what are we going to discuss now? We are going to discuss supervision as a supervisor's function. A function that is performed by the supervisor. So what are we discussing now? Talking about it as a supervisor's function. Under this, it is a function performed by supervisors. Okay. A managerial position in the organization hierarchy. So supervisors, okay, becomes a management position. Okay, function to be performed by a supervisor. Okay, and what is a supervisor? Who is a supervisor? A managerial position in the hierarchy. A managerial position in the hierarchy. Right, children? Fine. So it is hierarchy at what level? At the operational level. Do you remember where we have discussed it? Levels of management. We discussed about it, then we have discussed it in principles of management also. Functional foremanship. Right. Operational level. Okay, there only we have the supervising we say. Okay, the functions and performance of the supervisor are vital in any organization because he is directly related to workers. Why is supervision very important as supervisor is doing it? Because he is directly communicating or telling anything or getting the work done from. So directly, what's directly related to workers or directly related with workers. Right, children? So what is it? So we saw that supervision can play two roles. It can be, an element of directing or direction, and it can be a supervisor's function, a function performed by a supervisor. So as an element of directing, what does it say? It says that every manager should supervise his or her subordinates. Okay, for what? For guiding their employees' efforts, channelizing it in the right way, for attaining the desired goals. So basically, to look in what they are doing, how they are doing, and if needed, giving instructions to them is supervision as an element of directing. Talking about supervisor's function, it is all about a function that has to be performed by a person called supervisor. And who is the supervisor? It is a managerial position in the hierarchy at the operational level because it's about just immediately about the worker and it is direct, it is good. Okay, supervisor's role is very, very important because he is directly related with the worker. So he can get easily close with the worker and he might motivate them very well, know about them individually. So he can just give the directions more clearly, instruct them clearly, know which direction technique will use. Okay, that not he can discuss it. Right, children? What are we going to discuss next? We are going to talk about the importance of supervision. Why is supervision important? So we saw that there are multiple roles performed by a supervisor. Okay, so what are are going to talk about the importance of supervision. What is the first one? So we already saw that the supervisor is directly related with the worker. So how is that going to change it? Is what we are going to discuss. He maintains day-to-day contact and maintains friendly relationship with worker. So a good supervisor can be a guide, a friend, a philosopher. Okay, to the workers, because he has a friendly relationship, he has a day-to-day contact. Okay, so a good supervisor can be a guide, okay, friend, and philosopher. Why? Because of this day-to-day contact, every day we are going to meet, not like the manager who would meet us in a meeting. Here the supervisor is going to have a day-to-day contact and a friendly relationship with the worker. So it is easy. A good supervisor can play the roles of a guide, friend and a philosopher. So in that case what happens? The employees will take everything he says in a positive note. They will feel free to discuss with him and get their doubts clarified. So if the supervisor is just going to be, very terrifying and difficult to handle, employees will not feel free to come and ask their, doubts or get instructions, get motivated. They just feel like, okay, when is he going to go out from here? But a good supervisor, can influence people, can influence the workers and he can be a good friend, a guide and a philosopher. Okay, he acts as a link between workers and management. So, a supervisor acts as a link between whom? Between the workers and the management. So it is easy, right? So when the management wants something from the workers, they can tell it to the supervisors and supervisor can take it to the level of the workers. Okay, similarly, when the workers they have a query, they have a problem, it can be reached, okay, to the management through who? Through this supervisor. So they will know very well about the workers' problem as well as the management's problem, so they can handle both equally. They know how to tackle it. Okay, a manager might know it only from the point of, the management, might not know much about the workers, but talking about a supervisor, we saw that children, managers can be supervisors also. Okay, so, but they are dedicated workers only supervisors, whereas managers, they have multiple works. So these people, they can act on behalf of both and they can solve out problems because they know both the ends and they can make the ends meet. Okay, and he plays a key role in maintaining group unity among workers. Okay, so he'll just make sure that my team, have you seen a team leader working? So when you are divided into a team, inside your class, even when you are divided into a team for a project or some particular work, you will be competitive. Okay, your friend, your best friend might be in the next team, but you will not reveal your team secret with them just because you have the team spirit. Right, same way a supervisor plays a key role here in maintaining what? Group unity. Okay, so he maintains group unity. Okay, they won't management as well as for the employees. Then he ensures performance of work according to the target set. He knows, as he is a link between the management and the workers, he can make sure that the performance is up to that level. It's not going down somewhere, or he motivates his workers to work accordingly. So he ensures the performance of his workers through motivation. He motivates them to give a better performance and for the attainment of group goals. Okay, he provides good on-the-job training. Okay, because he's going to be with them all through the day. He's going to be with the workers, and it's going to be easy for him to give the on-the-job training. Okay, he gives because he's going to guide them. Okay, throughout. Right, children, he's going to guide them throughout. So he's going to be good in on-the-job training to the workers, because the supervisor is good, he's skilled, he's in the field for a long time. He knows a lot of things that he can tell his employees, to tell his workers, for their benefit as well as to improve their performance. And then supervisory leadership plays a key role in influencing. A supervisor with good leadership qualities can build up high morale among employees. Okay? He can build high morale, unity and encouragement among his employees because of his good leadership skills. And then he analyzes the work performed and gives feedback to the workers. So when the feedback is given immediately, and already we saw that he has a friendly relationship. So when he gives even a negative criticism, they take it as a constructive criticism. They don't feel so bad. They try to change themselves. They try to improve themselves. So he gives feedback and suggests ways to improve their performance. Okay? Ways to improve their performance. Right, children? So what are the importance of supervision? We saw the various roles played by a supervisor. A good supervisor plays the role of a guide, friend and a philosopher. He has a day-to-day relationship and a friendly relationship with his employees, and he acts as a link between the workers and the management. He understands both of their problems and knows how to handle it in a better way. He maintains group unity among his subordinates, and then he makes sure that the performance of the employees are really up to the mark. He motivates them a lot, and he can give good on-the-job training, because he's into the job for a long time. He's skilled. Okay, so he's talented in a particular work. So he has good on-the-job training can be given. Then he can build high morale among employees. A good leader. He can build a good friendship or a good interest in the employees' work better, and he gives feedbacks on the work that is performed by him. Supervision is basically what? Assessing how they have worked, just looking into the work they have done and how they have worked, looking into that. So he just suggests them some good ways that can be followed to improve their performance. Right, children? These are the various things that we have discussed about what? Importance of supervision. We discussed about supervision and importance of supervision. the second element of direction, and it's a very interesting topic talking about motivation because it's going to talk about, you know, a psychological level. So it's very nice to talk about the Maslow's hierarchy, need hierarchy of motivation. It's a very interesting topic, how we can get motivated and all those things. So before you get into that topic, I want you to go through about direction, importance, and elements of direction. That's the first one, supervision. I want you to get thorough in it, and then we move on to motivation in the next class. Right, children? Thank you, and may you all have a wonderful day.